Hi, everybody. I'm Jack Forster, Global Editorial Director at the 1916 Company, and we're here today to talk about how to set some of Frederic Constant's signature manufacturer complications. Now, these watches have movements that are designed in-house. The watches are designed in-house, they're produced in-house, and they're assembled in-house. And every single one of them is designed to be as easy to use as possible and as simple to use as possible. So the word complications might sound a little bit scary, but as you're about to see, they're actually quite easy to use and a real pleasure to use too. Let's talk about how to set the classic power reserve big date manufacture. This particular watch shows the time, the hours, minutes, and seconds. It also has a big date complication, a power reserve complication, and a moon phase indication. And one thing to be aware of, when you talk about a big date complication, it's not just a single date wheel with bigger numbers printed on it. A true big date complication has two separate date disks, and the mechanism for advancing them both at the correct time is considerably more complicated than a simple date. It's a true complication, and it's rarely found. It's a fairly unusual complication, especially in its correct traditional form with two disks. So let's look at how to set the watch. In the first position, with the crown pulled out, turning the crown in one position allows you to set the big date. And as you can see, 8, 9, 10, and as we go to the 10th of the month, both dates switch. And if we want to set the moon phase complication, we just turn the crown the opposite direction, and you can see the moon phase advancing, and the moon disk is disappearing, and there's the new mode. Setting the time is quite straightforward. You just pull the crown out to its next position, and you can set the time. And as you see, the seconds hand stops so that you can set the time correctly to the exact second. The last complication, the power reserve complication, is a quite useful one in that it lets you know how much time you have left or how much energy the watch has left before it stops running. And as a rule, with a self-winding watch, you don't have to worry too much about the power reserve running down, but this is, again, a very traditional complication and one that's useful to have because it tells you how much gas is in the tank, so to speak. And the case is 40 millimeters in diameter. The watch is water resistant to 5 atmospheres. And the in-house movement is in-house manufactured, designed, and assembled in-house by Frederic Constant. All functions adjustable by the crown, as you've just seen. There's Perlage and Côte de Genève decorations on the movement. 50-hour power reserve, running at 28,800 beats per hour in 32 joules. And this is a combination of some really classic, traditional fine watchmaking complications that generally speak to a history of precision timekeeping. The power reserve indication, for example, is something that would traditionally be found in marine chronometers at sea. So just a fantastic combination all in all of some really, really classic elements of traditional fine watchmaking.